Come on in.
Hey, Ian Cohen, Wilson Sports News. How you doing today?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
Great. You mind if I take a seat?
Go right ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you for seeing me today, by the way. I know how busy you are.
Oh, you're welcome.
I just want to give you my business card. There's my name, my number, my email. And one thing I have to stress to all my customers is that 2 a.m., 3 a.m., I just want you to be able to give me a business call whenever you feel necessary. Okay?
All right, will do.
All right. I was referred to you actually by Professor Gundy over at UCF.
Oh, Professor Gandhi.
Yeah.
Love that lady. Love that guy.
She told me that you were actually a student of hers, which is very interesting because I was a student too.
Yeah, great professor. I mean, wow, she's taught me a lot. I mean, I wouldn't be where I was today if it weren't for her, so.
Let me ask you a question. I know I had to go through it. Did you enjoy doing your exam, your role play, and then your final exam, like in a 4-day period right after each other?
Yeah, that was tough. It was definitely tough, but I mean, what doesn't break you, only makes you stronger. So.
I totally agree. I think she was, a great teacher, and we wouldn't be sitting in these two positions today if it wasn't for her. Am I right?
Right.
All right. I actually, I really don't like to talk about my product before we get into anything, but I actually have a really funny testimonial that I want to read to you. And I'm going to read it, and if you can, just give me the answer about who you think wrote it, okay?
All right.
So, I decided to demo this racket before my first tournament of the year. My first match was against some 4.0 player who had a record of pushing. So I decided to go with the Wilson K Zen, and man, I destroyed the dude 6-0, 6-2 in like 30 minutes. Then after a few easy matches, I realized I had smoked all the top players. I went into the finals match, and I won against the number 7 player in the state 6-4, 7-6. This racket is the best in every aspect of the game. The head size or the weight didn't bother me at all. Now, who do you think wrote that?
I'm gonna guess a professional player, possibly Roger Federer.
Absolutely not. It was our professor, Cindy Gundy.
Oh wow, nice.
She smoked the top player in the state 7-6, 6-4.
Wow.
And you know what? That's why I'm selling this racket, because if she can smoke the top player in the state 7-6, 6-4, then the racket's good. That's all I have to say about that. So anyways, here's what I'd like to do, with our time today. First, I wanted to ask you a few questions about your company to understand some of your concerns and needs. Then I'd like to, talk a little bit about my company, and if it makes sense, we can go from there. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, great. Can I ask you a few questions about your company?
Sure, not a problem.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about your decision-making process.
Well, the decision-making process, basically what happens is I take the initial meetings with these sales representatives, and I hear out the process and the product and the company, and then basically I take it to one other person, Bill, and then Bill will make the final call. I basically pitch the product and the sales to him, and then Bill will make the final call on the sale or not. So.
Okay, great. So from my understanding, everything really goes through you first. So then you would really be able to tell me, we've done a lot of business in the past, Wilson Sporting Goods and SportsMart.
Yep.
What is it that you value most about doing business with us? What is most important to you?
Well, I love the customer service that I get from Wilson. Sales have been strong with Wilson. We like that. Wilson basically sells itself. I mean, it's a very strong company. In and out, whether it be football, basketball, or tennis. The reason why we're here today. So I really like that.
Okay. And I'm glad that we're able to satisfy customer service and obviously sales, because you may or may not know that we are we own a 31% share of the market in sports. We earned the #1 sales dollars last year in all of tennis companies. We're the #1 selling units, basically meaning that 1 out of every 3 rackets sold is a Wilson racket.